The next thing that I'm going to be doing, and I'm actually going to show you guys how to line this up. I'm throwing a Alba Garcia 7-4-1 Revo X on a 7'2" medium heavy action. I've got 14-pound fluorocarbon on this, and I'm going to be throwing a worm with this Alba Garcia. I'm an Alba Garcia guy, so that's what I use, unless I'm throwing that Speed Demon. I like that Speed Demon a lot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to Texas rig my worm, my soft plastic, my whatever I'm throwing, but tomorrow or on Saturday I'll definitely be throwing a creature bait off the rip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these, this is a bobber stop, and I'm going to just slide my line right through the little hole that's on there, and then I'm going to grab a hold of that plastic and I'm going to pull that plastic until it is on my line. And one of the things that you'll notice, you'll have a little kink on there, and what you want to do is you want to take your scissors or your clippers, and you want to find that little kink, and you want to cut that kink out of your line, because that's a weak spot now. And I'll slide this up, and then I'm going to take my, in this case is a 3/8 tungsten bullet weight, and I'm going to slide it in there, and it's by First Contact Tungsten. They're a veteran-owned company. They're absolutely incredible. Look them up. Tell Matt that Chaplain Cap sent you. I don't get anything from it, but I try to make sure that I support my veteran-owned companies as much as I possibly can. So check out First Contact Tungsten and check out all their stuff. It's really awesome. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 4/0 Trocar Pro Series hook. Now I like these big 4/0 for the application that I'm going to be doing, and I take my line and I stick it where the point is. I stick it through there, and there's a couple of different ways that you can tie it. In this case, I'm going to do a modified clinch knot or a trilene knot, and I'm going to wrap it 7 times. I'm going to run it through the bottom hole, and then I'm going to bring my line up and I'm going to run it back through this top hole, and I'm going to lubricate my line. I'm going to pull this nice and tight until I hear a little pop. I'll take the little tag in and I'll pull on it, hear the little pop. And I'm going to take my clippers again, or some scissors, and I'm going to clip it down. You don't have to be all the way down. I leave a little bit of room, 1/4 of an inch of a room, a little less, just in case it slides a little bit to protect the knot. And now what I've got is I have a bullet weight that is going to go to my bobber stopper, and it's going to stop and it's going to come back down. Now, I do it this way so that it's free, but I can also adjust it and pull my line, pull this down, and actually peg this at the bottom to make it tight. But I like being able to have it to where I just have about 12 inches of line, because what's going to happen is I'm going to throw this bait in. It's going to go in. That tungsten weight is going to go down. My bait's going to follow it, and then it's ultimately going to land back together. But every time I pop it, it's going to come in. It's going to flutter back down. And I like that action on my soft plastics. Now I use a lot of Grande Bass, and I believe in Grande Bass. Grande Bass is probably one of the best soft plastic companies. It's Texas owned. Gotta love Texas. They do everything to be big. It's always big in Texas. But for this scenario, I'm going to be throwing a young CHRISTIE critter, because I've been having a lot of success with this thing. And this is a green pumpkin, and I'll take these little appendages and I'll pop them off. And when you're looking at your bait, you're gonna have some appendages down here. I want to look at it to make sure that I've got it on the where my hook is going to go in. The flanges are going out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tip of my trocar hook and I'm going to stick it in just through the very tip there, just the tip, and then I'm going to pull it through, all the way through, and I actually want to pull it up and over my line just a little bit, and then I'm going to bring my hook down. I'll find my space on my hook, which is going to be about right there. I know where that is, so I'm going to take my hook, I'm going to bend my worm down, put it right down the center, bring it out. Now I've got an exposed hook, but what I'll do now is I'll Texas rig it, so I'll pinch it, pull it up, and then I will put this right over it. So now if you look really close, my hook is buried inside there. When the fish hits it, it'll open it up, the hook will go in where I want it, and these little appendages are going to help me out. Now I'm going to come back to this in a second. Quite as well as these spike it, dip and go markers. These things have a garlicky smell. It changes the profile of the bait a little bit, gives it a little bit extra show, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. I'll go ahead and show you with this soft plastic that I just put on here, that CHRISTIE Critter by Yum. I'm going to take the very bottom down here, and I'm going to take my marker, and I'm going to take my marker and I'm just going to paint the very bottom of those on both sides, and then I'll get the other one and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to paint it all the way down. I'll flip it over and I'm going to paint the other side. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but that gives that green pumpkin a little bit of extra color, gives it more of a bluegill look. I'll also come up here and do the same thing to these top arms, and you can really you can paint down the center of these things if you wanted. You can put them just like I did. It's really totally up to you, but if you don't have an orange one, sometimes they just sell them in red and yellow. You can take the yellow and put on and then put the red on, or put the red on and then the yellow, and then it gives it an orange tint. It really depends on what time of year it is, what I'm wanting to mimic. This is a bluegill time, so that's a really good color for that bluegill color. Chartreuse has been a major contributor to my color scheme for many, many years. There was actually a time in my life that my wife joked, said I was going to name one of my children Chartreuse. I would never.